The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's probably been a long day for you guys, but I sure appreciate you joining us today. It is a little bit after 10 minutes till 3, and we will start right at 3. I just want to say hello to those of you that are just joining us. And if you're listening right now, I do want to do a quick sound check. So if you've been in GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar before, in your panel you have a hand that you can raise. So I was wondering if you can hear me, if you can raise your hand. All right, I see some hands going up. Great. I'm going to put those down. And if you can see the screen, it says, welcome, we're glad you're here. Would you raise your hand one more time? Awesome. Okay. Put your hands down, and we're going to go mute, and we'll start back maybe just a minute before 3, but right around 3 p.m. Thank you.
I lost your screen for some reason. Do you still see that I'm in there? Sorry about this, Cammy. I think what I'm going to do is just come back through. I'm going to go ahead and go back out and join in again. Okay, it says the session's already running, and the audio will begin shortly in listen-only mode. It says, let's get started. So I'm not seeing your slides anymore. Or the chat. I don't see the panel. I don't see the panel. I shouldn't have raised my hand. Okay. So I went through the Robert Sachs webinar. I went through his. Let me. Through your go-to invitation that you sent at 2:17. Okay. Okay. Let me join webinar in process. Interesting. Okay. All right. It says that a session is already running. I just don't see the slides or anything, or the panel. So maybe when you open back up, it will share. Okay. I'm going to the Google and I only have one thing opened. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm not touching anything. I'm not raising my hand anymore. Sorry, Cammie. I'm learning. This is a huge process for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. It is just about 3 o'clock. We've got about 60 people in and more joining as we're talking. So thank you guys for coming. We have 170 that have this on their agenda. So I'm hoping everybody was able to find the link to register for the GoToMeeting that we're in right now. Let me show my screen. I think I have it paused. There we go. So today you are joining Recording Local Professional Learning Opportunities in NCEES. On the screen, you see a bit.ly. This bit.ly is also in the chat in your webinar panel. To get to the actual slides, if you'd like to have a copy of those or to have it open as we're going, you're welcome to watch the screen as we go. We're going to try to get into the training system as well so that you can see this live. Today, participants will be learning how to utilize and manage a local NCEES PD office and the transfer credit manager within NCEES to record your staff's CEUs, and that's for administrators, teachers, and support staff. This is not a session for things you can do for your students. This is for things that you can do for your staff to help support them and to manage their CEUs. So just want to let you know that up front. If you're here for something for students as well, in the end, of course, help your students because your teachers are earning their CEUs and they're growing and learning. And I see a couple of questions in the questions panel, so we'll get to those in just a minute. But yes, Michelle, I see your questions, and they are showing up. And I see hello from Kinston. So hello, you guys. I hope you guys are from everywhere. You guys will be muted during the session. Let me get to the next slide here. We'll do a quick little bit of housekeeping because we have a lot to cover within an hour. So I hope we get to it, but I have included a lot of slides with links to help guides and documents for what we're talking about today. So we earlier checked for the sound and if you could see the screen. So if you're having any issues with that, please do put a questions in the questions panel. Also in the chat is a help link from GoToWebinar for any audio issues or troubleshooting guide for GoToWebinar. Oh, there's Northampton County. Hello. This can be for teachers. Maybe you want to know what your principals can do in NCEES. So this is perfect. We're fine with teachers to join. You will be getting certificate from NC Learns Together, so you will have that credit that you can turn in. So you're welcome to listen in if you're a teacher. That's awesome. All right. And you guys can, so I see Pastor Tank out there. Awesome. Also in your webinar panel is a handout section. I did PDF the slides that we had today. So if you didn't get the bit.ly, you can also download that PDF of today's slide. All right, so here's just a little quick review of any audio issues. If you're having audio issues, switch between your computer and audio, and that is found in the audio section of your webinar panel. Make sure, a lot of people when they're getting in sometimes skip over choosing the audio option. If that's the case, just log out and log back in and select an audio choice. And here's another reminder that you will get a certificate. You'll have to fill out a link that we're going to provide at the end of this session and submit that form to receive your certificate today. To receive a certificate that will be emailed you later. So please give us about a week to process those certificates. If you need some help, Kathy and I, who's presenting with me today, have our emails in there. Email us and we'll get in touch with Adam Wiseman or Stacy Lovedale about your certificate. And then any CEUs, you'll take that certificate back to your district, and it's up to them, it's up to your group there to approve and award any CEUs earned with this webinar. If you have questions, please ask. We'll try to get to what we can. If we have a huge group today, sometimes it is hard because we can only have one moderator in our questions. And yes, we'll get to the bit.ly. Here's that bit.ly again. It is also in your chat. I put the bit.ly in there as well. All right, so I'll leave that up just a second. We're up to almost 100 people attending, so that's awesome. All right, so it's bit.ly / and it is case sensitive. So recording with a capital R, PD, or capital letters, lowercase IN, and then uppercase NCEES, NCEES. All right. And I see folks are putting answers in there, so thank you, Kathy. All right, so let's get started and we'll introduce ourselves. You don't know who we are. I am Cammie Nairn. I work for NCDPI, the Digital Teaching and Learning Division for our home-based products like PowerSchool, NCEES, all those products. And I am the education product consultant, and I do manage the NCEES system, and I also manage help with learning.com if any of your districts have that. And I'll let Kathy unmute herself and introduce herself.
Yes, my name is Kathy Kazort-Oliver. I am the Regional Education Facilitator for the Southeast region of North Carolina. I represent and work with Teacher of the Year, Principal of the Year, Teacher Working Conditions, and Beginning Teacher Support. But prior to this position, I was the Professional Development Coordinator for Brunswick County Schools, and I was all about customer service, and I lived in NCEES, which I love, which kept me organized. I built courses, offered CEU credits for teachers, and built those professional development opportunities. It was a seamless process for professional growth. And I'm just excited about being here with Cammie today and offering this one-stop shop for our certified staff to really professionally grow and just house everything for you as an organizer to keep everything organized in this one central location. So thank you so much. So we're going to start off with this little Mentimeter poll because we'd love to know our audience. We can't see you. We're all in this virtual world right now. So I'd love for you to go to www.menti.com, and there you'll put in a code, and that code is 519395. And we would just love to know our audience today. We'd just love to know if you are, just where you serve in your district. So again, www.menti.com. And we would just love to see those results. And there's just a wonderful little graph that's going to come in and show that we have some teachers in our session. We are building on the support staff. We have other people joining us, which that is just absolutely awesome. And you know, we have just an array of support staff, central office administration, lots of teachers. Yay, thank you for all that you do, teachers, and support staff, as well as central office. Just
Yeah, if you can't get to the link on the slide, can't get to the
yes,
link on the slide,
growing. I see
check.
growing.
Yes, great.
Yes. All right, so we see lots of great responses. So we just wanted to know our audience today. So we appreciate you participating, and just, you know, this will just help us drive what we are going to be discussing today. So again, we are really, really excited that you're here. So we're going to just, you know, we're just excited about what our professional development is going to really look like by using NCEES. So we really wanted to start off with this wonderful little engaging graphic organizer, because there's so many different ways to offer true choice and professional development opportunities in NCEES for your teachers. So again, I'm excited about this one-stop shop for this incredible platform to house your professional growth opportunities for your certified staff. And it's a fabulous way for you to stay organized. So I want you to think about what's going on in your system and where all the professional development is housed, and just how teachers are earning their CEUs, how they're converting their license, what that license renewal looks like every 5 years. So as you're thinking about that, think about true differentiating, meaningful, purposeful professional development. And here you have many offerings from many different places. For example, the state level might offer CTE courses, and that might be through NCDPI. It could be housed right here in NCEES. A teacher attends, registers, populates on their transcript. Their hours are recorded. Maybe you have regional professional development opportunities. In the Southeast, we have something called the Southeast Alliance, where we collaborate with the best of our teachers, and they come and they share their most effective strategies with others. And again, it's housed in NCEES, and they register, they attend the course, it populates on their transcript, which eventually moves towards their licensure renewal. Then we have district mandates. Maybe your district might offer reading research to classroom practice, and that's a good 5-hour course. And once they finished, it's built in NCEES, they finish the course, it's a very seamless process. It shows up on their transcript. Then you have school-wide book studies. Maybe they can even finish a virtual book study even at this time for 10 hours, a 1.0 CEU credit. So when I house this in NCEES, we honor their time, and it's a book study that's truly specific and data-driven at their school. Again, it's housed in NCEES. Maybe a teacher might want to take a self-paced course and just do it on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. And if so, they can take that in NCEES, register in one of these wonderful courses. Again, they complete, it goes straight to their transcripts. And then all of us, thank goodness, we have been involved with NC State and the Friday Institute, and they have just really guided and led the way with our remote learning. And so I see often, as I work with my colleagues at Friday Institute, teachers are earning wonderful CEU credits, but I know that there's someone processing that behind the scenes. And what's so wonderful, we're honoring those times, but at the same time, where are those certificates housed? Cammie's going to show you today where that's going to be housed with Bulk Transfer Credit Manager. So again, as we wrap up, and just with this piece, PD can be meaningful, organized. Teachers are taking ownership with their 30 hours of literacy, 30 hours of academic subject, 20 hours of DLC, digital learning competency, whatever is required at their specific grade level. And it's organized, it helps them renew their license, and all of this is going to impact the delivery of our instruction and what's best for our students, because it's quality professional development. So with that, we're going to go ahead and slip into a little Padlet, and we'd just like to know where you are coming from right now. So if you will just enter in that bit.ly, NC Learn NCEES.
The bit.ly is in the chat. If you have the
Yes.
slides up, just click on the link.
Yes, just click on the link, and so in that Padlet, you're going to answer some just some specific questions. And so just look at those questions if you would. What types of professional learning are you offering your staff that you need to house or record their CEU credits? And then if you would, in the Padlet, what are your specific needs where NCDPI can assist you with all of these topics, or within a topic? So we want this Padlet, we want this information to drive what we do to assist you with where you are in your needs, with the things that we just talked about and what NCEES has to offer. So we want to be there. We want to offer some office hours for you, and we're going to let you continue to add to that Padlet. So that's something you can continue to work on throughout. If you don't mind, we'll leave that up just because this will drive what we do. We're not going to really read those right now because we're limited with time, but thank you so much for your response, because we want to be able to assist you in the areas of need.
I was going to let you know if you're new.
So much.
Thank you, Kathy. If you're new to Padlet, you just need to click the plus sign, and any one of those columns, I put 6 columns up there, 5 columns up there, so that you did have room to add some tickets, some sticky notes, I call them. So you can put titles in, you can put a title and a comment in. If you like what somebody else has put up there, if you don't want to retype it in, just click the little heart saying I like that. You can also add comments on what you see out there. So please, we'll look back at the questions real quick, and I'll give you a minute to be answering that, and then we're going to move on because we do only have an hour today. In May, and we'll tell you about this in a few minutes, we are going to have some 2-hour sessions that will go in depth into how to use your PD Office and how to use that Transfer Credit Manager. So think of this as maybe the precursor for this. Teachers, you can take this back to your school system, find out what they're doing, and if they want to join back with you in May to learn more about this and to go in depth, we'll use the training accounts again, and we'll get in there and talk in depth about what we're doing today. All right, so our questions are, what types of professional learning are you offering your staff that you need to record those CEUs? And then what are your specific needs that NCDPI can assist with on this topic? And I see a lot of good responses in there. So, Kathy.
Yes, I do too, and I'm super excited about these responses, and we will we will respond to each one of these. You must know we will respond to each one, and we will be in touch with you. We're offering office hours, so please know we will follow up and offer office hours as we move forward.
Okay, so please do continue entering in there. We are going to have to continue on because it is quarter after.
Yes.
So I'm going to click to the next slide. Thank you, guys. If you have any comments, I don't see any questions coming in about what we're doing. Somebody got a 404 invalid response. Did you click on the link in the chat? Try typing it in, bit.ly / and then all caps, NCLEARNS 2020 NCEES. And then Karen, if you can email us later if you still can't get in, and we'll work with you after the session by email to make sure you can add to that Padlet. All right, now I see a couple comments. They need to clarify what DLCs are exactly. Yeah, and we'll answer all of these, and we'll send a follow-up email through the Schedule email with the frequently asked questions and the answers to those that you guys are asking. So thank you guys for participating. I think that's great. All right, and then we have one more area for you to click on, and I'll try to put this in the chat as well. We want to get you in. You have a choice. You can sit and watch what we're doing today in the training. You can also choose a training account by clicking on the bit.ly link that's up here, bit.ly NCEES PD training accounts. And you'll get a spreadsheet. You just need to put your name beside a user I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see where I've already chosen a section of users, and you want to log into the training account with the principal that you choose. So just click on whichever area you want to put your name beside. You can use these through Zoom. You can log in as principal teachers through that time to see what you can see in NCEES and have like a little sandbox to NCEES. So I'm going to log in as the principal. The link to the True North Logic is in here, the training site. Well, so I'm going to click on that. All right. And then my principal's username is in the middle in the teal color. So their username is in teal. I do want you to put your name by who you're using because two people can't log in as the same person. And then you're going to put it in the username, and the password is in the next column. It's train DPI 19-20, and it is case sensitive. However, copy and paste it too. And then just click login. So I'll pause for a minute to see if we have any questions on that. And yes, I can go back to the slide. Real quickly, take this into the chat. There's the link for the training accounts. And then the link to the training site is https://NCDPI train.truenorthlogic.com. And why is it True North Logic? Is because that's what the system used to be. DPI calls it NCEES, North Carolina Educator Effectiveness System, and we will always call it that. Power School has since bought True North Logic, so they've renamed it Perform Enterprise and Professional Learning. So that's why we see True North Logic in this link, because that was the original link. All right. So Henry, I hope that's the slide you wanted. All right, so I don't see any other questions coming in, so I think we can move on. So Jessica, I'm not sure what you're setting up. Are you trying to get a username? Just if you look on my screen right now, you can see people are putting their names in a box. And then they just need to get the principal username beside their group of folks, and they need to get the user password. All right, so give everybody just a minute to do that. And then we're going to move on. All right, so y'all hang on for the ride because this is going to be fast. We usually do this in 4-hour sessions or more. So this will be fast today, but please think about joining us back in May. So once you log in, I'll let you know where to go in just a minute. So hopefully everybody's successful at logging in. If you get an issue with one of the logins, just try a different group of folks. And do remember that the password is case sensitive, and you should just copy the username as it is and use that as it is. Looks like everybody's doing good, getting in there. Awesome. All right. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to move on through our slides. All right, the first thing we're going to do is look at the staff transcript. If you guys are good, I am actually going to get out of our slides and make sure we're in the training site. All right, so I hope everybody can see my screen. I am in NCEES now. If you're a teacher, you've probably been in here for your evaluation. And you know where to go find your transcript. But we'll walk everybody through. I'll make this a little bigger. Up at the top bar, you're going to click on My Courses. You guys will be logged in as a principal, so I don't know that in training here, you may not see anything on the transcript because it is a training site. Once you're in My Courses, depending on how far zoomed in you are, depends on how many columns you see. But you want to scroll down and find My Courses. And in the My Courses container, you'll see the button for My Transcript. And we're showing you this first because this is where those CEUs go. If you'll scroll down, you can see that you can print out. If you look on the right, there's a way to print out your transcript and email a PDF. I'm sorry, our training account doesn't have anything listed here, but if you've been in the system and you've taken courses, you would know that under where the orange line is, you would see the course number when you took it, the date you finished it, the section number, the title of it, and then under the certificate number is where you would click to get your certificate to print out. And then at the very last column would show you how many credit hours you have. And then down below it gives you a handy little box to show your total credits. So what shows on this transcript is all the credits that you've learned as long as you're clicking on the All tab. If you want to see what literacy credits you have, you can click on that, and then it just puts down there, oh, that's how many literacy credits you have. But most folks just stay on the All page. What's at the top is just where you can sort by dates. Like if you're in Brunswick County, you have a ton of items on your transcript. You may want to search for just what you've earned this year. So you can do that there. The other area, since you're a principal, to find transcript. And that is, depends on how big your screen is, this may be showing at the top or it may be under the drop-down arrow, is go to System Administration. And then we're going to click Staff Dashboard. So I'll pause just a minute to make sure if we have any questions. Yes, Samantha, I'll show you how to get to the transcript again in My Courses. Scroll down to the My Courses channel and click My Transcript. Now your principals are going to want to see your transcripts as well, and principals to see your transcript, the teacher's transcript, or the support staff transcript, they have to go to System Administration, and they click on Staff Dashboards. All right, and then usually I just like to stick with, there's several search criteria over here on the left. I just like to search by site. So notice you can drill down if you want to. You can just click the button for all my sites. You guys should just see your own name if you're doing the top search and the teachers that are connected in your site. And then you're going to click on a teacher, and over here on the right, my information changed. All right, so let me do that one more time. I went to System Administration. I went to Staff Dashboards. In the blue buttons, I click the little arrow beside Browse Staff by Site. All right, so I can click that first box, but I want to actually find my site. So I'm going to click where it says All My Sites. I get a list of everybody in my site. If I'm a principal, they have access to all teachers and all staff. Principals do. They're the only ones that come in the system with that access. So I'm going to click on a teacher's name because I want to know what's on their transcript. So then on the right, I'll see that it automatically jumped to the tab called Individual Information. So that should be highlighted white. And then down below, I should see my teacher's information. And there's a word over here on the right called Transcript. So it gives me a picture of the transcript here. And I can also click the button to actually go to the transcript. So that's how a principal goes in and sees the transcripts. All right. Any questions about that? So that's just the background of where the CEUs go. And anything that we put in here that Kathy talked about earlier will show up on this transcript once it's entered into the system as complete.
It's great.
All right. All right, we'll jump back to the slides just a minute. All right. All right, so there I left you a screenshot of what you see on the transcript, and what anything that's blue on that transcript you can click on. We're going to talk about Transfer Credit Manager later. At the bottom of the screen, I hope you can see that okay, you'll see an entry that says not set, not set, not set. That means somebody entered something through the Transfer Credit Manager. But if you look to the right, the rest of it is set. So you do see the start date, the end date, the completion date, and the amount of credits and credit type in that last column, and that's the important part. Donna, I see a question. Would this PD be seen there? For the principal on the transcript, would this PD be seen there that we're doing right now? Not unless somebody put it into the system, and they would probably have to put it in through Transfer Credit Manager. So what we're doing today is not going to show up today. You're welcome. All right. And then what is PD Office? So in NCEES system, we have the evaluation side, and then we also have the professional development side. So when your district opted into Home Base, all the teachers have to be in the evaluation side, but we offer the chance for the districts to opt in, and I think 100% of our LEAs opted in, and maybe 60 to 70% of our charters have opted in. They can then have a PD office, and we're going to talk about what that is and what you use it for. It's to house those learning opportunities that earn your staff credits. So you see a list here. So here's that reminder. Your district has to be opted in. Most districts are. Just email me and we'll check. You can also put in a remedy ticket and ask to have a PD office. I'll check to make sure you're opted in, and we'll get that set up for you. So in the PD office are some roles, and the main role is the PD office administrator. Administrators can add additional roles and can edit any course, and we'll look at that in just a second. They will manage all the learning opportunities that are entered in here. So on your screen now, you'll see all the courses and all the learning opportunities that have been entered in here. And notice all the different kinds. I see one called Tell Me, I Forget, Show Me, I Remember. And then Speaking in Tongues, Personalized Learning in the DLCs. So any type of PD that people are earning credit for can be put in here. And come back in May if you want to dig in there, and we'll walk you through all the steps. The other roles, the office administrator, I have to put the first one in. Then that office administrator can add other office administrators, or they can add course requesters. Course requesters are just going to build out that professional learning opportunity. It then goes to a final approver. So you need to add somebody in there also with the role of final approver. PD office administrator, you cannot approve a course. So you're going to also need the final approver role if that's going to be part of your job. The course requester, this is just a quick shot of what they would see once they're made a course requester. They get a tab called course proposal, and they can then start creating a course. And we're going to get you guys in here to show you how to do that in just a second. I'm going to pause to see if we got any questions. I don't see any.
I think we're good at this point.
All right. And then if you've been given the role to approve those courses, once somebody submits a course for approval, you get an email, and you can then click on your course approval tab and go in and approve or deny the course. You do have a chance to put a note in there if you're denying the course, what they need to fix or what they need to improve on. And then they can send it back to you, and then you can approve it. So you have the option to approve or deny a course. All right, so learning opportunities, the course shell. Here are your help guides. We're going to learn how to create that course shell real quickly in just a minute. And then how to set the settings on that course shell is the other guide I have listed here. And then in your system, while you're in there, if you look at the top bar, there's a question mark up there. And that's the area that is from PowerSchool, and it's their help that's in the system. So my guides are geared for North Carolina. It's pretty much along the same lines because we don't do a lot of customizations in NCEES. So you can also click on that help link up above and try to search for your question. All right, so I'm going to get out of here and we're going to walk you through. All right, so maybe you're still on the staff dashboard. We want to now, as the principal, go to that system administration. So everybody click on that. All right. And then on the left, you should see two areas, system administration and applications. We're actually going to be down in applications, and we're going to click on course administration. Anybody need that again? All right, I'm going to click on it too. All right, so you're now on the home page for course administration. If you already had courses in here, you could then search for your course by putting in the name here. If you know the course number, sorry, my screen's jumping. You could put in your section number if it's instructor-led or course number here. All right, and then you would just click search. However, we've not created a course yet. So we are going to, well, let's look at the office first before we begin creating. Click on offices. Everybody should be in this NCEES PD training accounts office. So you only have the office I've given you access to. And we want to just look in here. So let's click on the title. While you're in the training, I showed you that drop down, but please don't edit the name or anything like that because we do use these accounts over and over again. I wanted to show you where you're going to assign those roles. So we're going to click on assign roles. All right. And here is where you choose your roles. There's that office administrator. There's the final approver that's going to approve whatever the course requester is going to put in. If you have access to more than one office, there's a drop down here, but we only have access to the one office. So here's everybody that's logged in today. You are all office administrators. All right, and then if you want to add anybody, you'll click add user. All that's in the guide. So let's quickly get you into how to create a new learning opportunity. And if you look on the left, about 4 lines down, you're going to see create new learning opportunity. Well, let me highlight. So let's click on create new learning opportunity. All right, there's 2 choices here. If you look under help, other customers of PowerSchool have 3 choices here. We don't use that 3rd choice. So our 2 choices are instructor-led course or self-paced learning opportunity. DPI is usually the one that uses the self-paced learning opportunity. You could, if you're clicking in here, this is attached to Moodle. So you could go in there and then you could manage a Moodle course and have it complete on its own, and then you can actually use that self-paced learning opportunity. You just need to know how to set it up so that the grades feed back. We won't get into that today. As a teacher, I would only be on course requester. Donna, anybody can give you any rights in there, I'm pretty sure. They can assign you as office administrator. If you're the lead for your PD in your school, technically, they could add you as an office administrator, or they could say, hey, you be a course requester, and then we're going to approve whatever you enter. All right, so we're going to click on instructor-led. The difference between this is instructor-led is we're going to have to create sections after we create the courses that the people actually go register for a section. All right, and it's 3:35, so we're going to book on. Now, we're just going to fill in the required fields today, and it's not many. How do I know what the required field is? It has an asterisk above the title. So the course title, of course, is required. If you're following along, and I'm hoping this works because we have so many in here, if everybody submits it at the same time, I hope we don't freeze up. But please put in a title and please put your name, or if you've copied your username, you can put it after there, or your initials, so that we're not working in each other's courses. I'm going to go, let's do a candy pickles course today. And I'll put my initials. Next step is your course description. This does show up in the catalog in NCEES, and we'll try to have time to look at that at the end of the session today. And then what office does it go to? It's not required, but if you have more than one, you do want to select which office should be the owner of that course. The next required area is what is the course provider? And if you click that drop down, you have very limited choices here. So it's going to be non-Moodle. Is it a book study? Is it a PLC? Are you going to build out that Moodle course? Canvas is only for NCDPI. It's for our blue Canvas. It's for the courses we build out for you teachers to take that are actually built out into the Canvas platform. So the only ones you would actually choose from are non-Moodle or Moodle, depending on what your district uses. Most people are just choosing non-Moodle. And then the next area that's required is your credit types. So this is going to be 0.5. So that's, I believe that's 5 hours long. Can't remember. So that's, and I'm going to set 0.5, and then I'm going to choose what credit type. Currently, we can only select one credit type. DPI usually just does general because you guys at the district level will approve something different. All right, the next area, if we're not going too fast, PD type. Is this a face-to-face event that you're holding? This is not required. You don't have to fill this in, but you can. Are you doing some self-paced? Are you doing instructor-led online course? Don't do that. And then or is it a blended opportunity or a MOOC? The rest of this, please read through your guide on what goes in here. This first prerequisites is not required. If you are enforcing prerequisites, that other PD has to already be in the system. And then if you're setting up like a course that has 2 sections that they must attend, maybe a section on Monday and a section on Tuesday, then allow them to enroll in multiple sections of the course. The course surveys in here, I'll be honest, these are old. Use at your own risk. People will get emailed until they fill out that survey. So the way they stop getting emails is to fill out that survey. Just let you know. Most of us don't use this required start and end time, and we aren't archiving this course. We want it live. Real quickly before we create it, I'm going to scroll up. Over here on the right-hand side, I hope we can see that, is a question mark. So if you have any questions about what you're seeing on this page, there's a little bit of help. So if everybody's got their stuff in, you can click the Create an Instructor-Led Course. Glenice, you can be in this course today. That's fine. You'll earn the certificate just like everybody else. So this is information for you as to what your admins do at your school. You're welcome to stay with us, or you're welcome to go join another opportunity with NC Learners today. So thank you for being here today. All right, so then real quickly, we're going to look at the settings because I want Kathy to talk about the roster, and then we need to have time to look at Transfer Credit Manager before we have to end for today. So over here on the right is your settings. We're going to look at location availability, and we're going to click Set Locations. So this tells me where do I want this posted at. So I've got this set at state level. You can drill down to school level if you just want this course available to certain schools. Then you're just going to come in here and drill down to an area. And this is all explained in your help guide. So once I have where I want this course published to, I'm going to click Add. I could publish it to the whole state. That's up to me. You can add a region and then go back in and add a school that's in the region beside that region. You can make it available wherever in here. Now, when you're in your own district, you're probably only going to have the schools within your district. So you can publish it to all of them or some of them. And then once you've got them added, I click the add button. There it is down there, and I have a box that I can remove it if I need to. I don't want to remove it. I'm going to click done because I want to leave it there. So now this course is going to be published to this school. All right, and then the other area I wanted to talk about, we're going to skip past all the demographics. Resources are where you can put links to a website, add a link to a book, different things like that. I'll let you read over that. We'll talk about more. We'll go through all of those in May. Focus areas. This is all good for reporting, so make sure you tag your courses. Is this course, what does it go, what is its focus area? So I can come in here and maybe it goes with global education. Here's a group to align it to your school improvement plan, your district strategic plan. Maybe it meets something for educators and staff. And then here's your DLC companies. Does it meet any of these? Please tag it. That will help you with reporting later when you do reports on your teachers. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to click save. And the last area I want to show you real quick is the standards. So is this for teachers? I'm going to click the teacher evaluation process. I'm going to click go. I'm going to align it to standard element 1A. You can do the whole standard or you can just do an element and align to elements. What this does is put it in your observation when you're in there and you click on the little light bulb that you'll learn about in another webinar. Then you can actually go sign up for the course from inside your observation. So this is a very important part to tag alignments. So I'm going to click done. I'll pause real quick. Okay, and then we're going to create a section. So scroll all the way down, create that new section. I'm going to put my section title, Pickles, section 1. And again, just fill in the ones that have the asterisks. I do have to tell it how many participants I want. I want 30 people to take this course. Do I want a wait list on this course? Maybe 40 or 50 people might be interested. What size of wait list do I want? What date is my course starting? I started on the 27th. I'll end it on the 27th. Just going to be a 5-hour course. What's the last day they can register? They can register up through the 26th. What's the last day they can be on the wait list? I'll put that on the 25th. Then you do have to put in these start and end times. If you don't know the actual time right now, put in 12 o'clock a.m. to 11:55 p.m. All right, and that's all we're going to talk about right now. We're going to leave it in progress, and we're going to create. All right. So we have about 15 minutes left. So Kathy, we're going to take about 5-6 minutes to go through the roster. Let me see if we have any questions. So Lena, you have a question about what does it mean if my transcript is blank? I've been a teacher for over 20 years. Depends on if you took your PD in NCEES. If you took it in NCEES, then you should have something there. If you took PD outside and you've been turning it into your PD office, your lead office, they're probably entering it into a third-party system such as HRMS or another third-party system. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in NCEES right now. But this is an awesome area to house your PD, to house all your PD, because then you can just go print out your transcript. You have it handy. Your lead people can come in here and they can print it out. So this is why we really love NCEES, because you can house it right here. You're welcome. So do notice that you can add instructors here. You can manage the class times here. And now we're going to go over to view roster. Let me click done first, and we're going to enter it a different way. So I want to click done to make sure my settings held. And then Kathy, I'll let you start talking about, now that we're at the section, we're going to go and we're going to view that roster.
Okay, so just very, very quickly, again, this is a journey. And yes, your district will decide, is this the best way that we can house those CEU credits that our teachers and our certified staff are earning in a one-stop shop in one area? So what Cammie just described, she described that building of the course from everything that we talked about in the very beginning, from a district to a region to a school to just a teacher's own professional development, maybe according to the PDP and their goals. So that shell and that setting and creating that section only takes maybe 3 minutes. Seriously, it is so quick. And when you join us in May, we'll show you how to just cut and paste into each of those areas. Once you build that course in NCEES, then it's released. Now, as someone who just really monitors the actual section or just the actual professional development, this is where I'm going to spend most of my time, is right here in the roster section, because this is going to just help me really determine what were the credit hours, what was the name of the course, do I need to modify the course in any way, do I need to remove or add a person, maybe the credit hours, just to see that if it's reading research to classroom practice, I want to be able to give teachers 30 hours or 3.0 CEU credits for that course that they work so hard on. And then once they're completed, it goes straight to the transcripts. So let's just talk about 5 little specific areas today, and we're going to talk about managing credits. Okay, so when I go in to just manage the credits of that within that roster,
Kathy,
then I'm going to.
I'm going to stop you just a second.
Okay.
Do remember to release your section so it shows up in the catalog. I forgot.
Yes, so that's once you release, once you hit that check mark, it is out there for your district. And like what we do in the Southeast region, we collaborate with our counties, that it's released to everyone to just start signing up for the course. So when I'm in this roster section, you can see here, I've got the title of the course, I've got the hours, and most importantly, for that facilitator, I have seat capacity. So a teacher that is training a group of teachers might want 25 participants instead of 100 to show up in her session. And she wants to have his or her session, and she wants to have those materials ready. So that's going to be crucial to monitor that seat capacity, especially when you're doing district-wide PD. But you'll see within this roster, there are 5 specific areas that I use specifically. And the first is managing credits. I'm just going to briefly talk about those. You probably won't, you're going to have this training site for a while, so you can play around with it, as well as these wonderful slide presentations from Cammie. But when you manage credits, that's where you can adjust those credits. If it's a 3-hour course, it's going to be 0.3 CEU credits. If I want to adjust that and change that for any reason, I can just do that for all multiple users. That means everyone who signed up for that particular course, I can just update that immediately, and it just populates for everyone. It also changes what's happening in that transcript. And so that's why who has those roles in your district, it's going to be very sacred, or at your school, because these CEU credits are then going to just really impact our CEU credits. So then when I want to add a learner, I just want to talk briefly about adding a learner, very, very specific. Sometimes we don't know our UID number, and so we can help a teacher or certified staff putting in their first and last name, and then we can do a quick search. But I must add that that's why it's just really important for professional development that a teacher or certified staff they register because their unique UID number is pretty sacred to them. But again, that's something that we can help with and monitor with Add Learner.
Okay,
In
and then,
email,
okay, so
yes,
when you add
what do
a
we got?
user, I've got it on the screen right now, Kathy. You have to check
Yes,
the box once you find them. You can send them an email, or if you don't want to, just uncheck the box. Excuse me. And
perfect.
then add the user,
Yes.
or maybe you want to add them to your wait list. So you choose.
Yes, and this is to add them to that professional development learning experience. And again, I was all about customer service. So if anyone ever needed any assistance with this, we were right there to help, even finding the UID number.
So if you just want
Now,
to manually
email,
put your people in, then they'll show up as registered right here instead of having to
right.
go search for your course. All right, Kathy, go ahead.
Yeah, in registration, that's going to be crucial too, that they are registered for the course. And in just a moment, we'll share with you how they complete the course and earn the CEU credit so it populates on that beautiful transcript that we've been seeing. Just very quickly, email all. That means that, you know what, there's always an emergency. So we have professional development. We had that happen with our BT Summit this past summer, and there was an emergency and we had to cancel a course. It was very easy for me to email all those who had registered for the course and just said, you know what, you want to just register for something else, there's been an emergency. So it's a beautiful way to email everyone in that course, to follow up with those people. The facilitator can keep up with the people specifically that register for that course. And what's also wonderful is just it is just a way to just really follow up. And we know anytime with professional development, the most important thing that you can do, follow up is the most crucial portion of that. So anything you want to add there, Cammie?
Yep, I think that's good. Let's explain the
Okay,
guides as well.
and the sign-in sheets, if we'll just talk real quickly about the sign-in sheets, this is probably the most sacred thing that you're going to keep. And so we usually keep our sign-in sheets for a 5-year period, just because we're always going back to check to make sure everyone signs in for their sign-in sheets. Once they've registered, then you can print a sign-in sheet for that facilitator or that instructor. It leaves the UID number out, so it's just the teacher or the certified staff in their school, and then we keep those. And what's also wonderful is you can print those as a PDF and email it to the facilitator. This, I just want to add, is the only piece of paper that you want to keep evidence of that, I can keep this electronically, and I want to save this
But for this to show up, Kathy, this to show up, they have to add those additional class times. Because right now I'm getting the message that I must configure my dates and times before I can do the sign-in sheet.
Yes, that's right. So, and lastly is the most important, because we want to honor everyone's time. And we honor their time by just that professional growth opportunity by completing the course. So when I go to grade or completion of roster, notice that Cammie said you were registered, and then I can go in using that sign-in sheet. I can go in according to the facilitator, according to that instructor, according to that principal, and we just can then truly change what they've registered for to completion, and immediately that will populate on that transcript. And the
All right,
beauty
so
of
what
this
you're gonna do, so we only got 5 minutes. So we're
okay,
gonna click on the grade roster status button, and then I can change this user to complete and save this page, and then they'll be completed and their credit will show up on their transcript. Sorry, Kathy.
and the beauty is that the teachers are always monitoring. They or certified staff can always monitor. For me, I know what I need for DLC credit for my licensure renewal. So I know that I'm going to keep up with that. I'm going to keep checking my transcripts. So, and I'm going to keep registering for courses that I need, plus courses that I feel like I need to grow professionally. So again, this is awesome, and we'll be back in May. We'll offer office hours next week, so please just be in touch with us and let us know what you need.
All right, so we're going to move on. Well, I see some questions. Yes, we are recording today, so I'll include that in the follow-up email. And if you're out of the school system temporarily, What would you do to keep your license current? You can't get the classes in NCEES if you're if you're not an active employee, an active certified employee. We do have in our remote learning resources a link to a document that shows you where to go get those Friday Institute courses or other outside PD. So that's the way to keep that up. And then I think we can move on. So Kathy, I'll let you look at the questions while we're gonna
Okay.
transfer over to Transfer Credit Manager real quick because we only have 4 minutes and I did want you to see the remaining slides. So this is gonna be down and dirty. All right, so now we are in Transfer Credit Manager. All the teachers in the state see my request. So I'm gonna click on my request. They can take that Friday Institute course. They can bring their certificate back. They can enter a new request, a new credit request. They just need to fill out all this information. What is their course event? Anything that has an asterisk is required. What is the description? And just in the interest of time, we're not going to fill this out. The date started, date completed. How many hours was it? And then where, as a teacher, think this credit should belong to? Should it apply to my academic, my general, my leadership, my literacy? Technology is going away this summer. It should have gone away years ago. So it's going away from here this summer. Digital learning competencies cover most of the technology, or some of the literacy covers technology. So just enter what you think it should be, and then you'll submit it for approval. The approver will get it, and they'll come back in. They'll see essentially the same form, and they actually have an area to go in and select what credit type it will apply to. Find out if your district has an approver. That if you don't have an approver in your district, they can put in a support desk ticket and request that I give them the person they want to be the credit approver in here. I have to put that person in to approve this. All right, the other thing under Transfer Credit Manager is that bulk entry. So yeah, your teachers are all out earning this credit. Now that they're working remote, they're taking the Friday Institute courses, they're bringing you a certificate. I can actually come in here and enter the course that they took. So maybe I've got 100 teachers that went and took one of Friday Institutes, all took the same course. So now I have all these certificates. So I can come in here, I can create a new request. We only have a minute. So I'm gonna put in the event title, fill in all the required information, approve the credits down here. This is where the approval screen looks like. Apply those credits, and then just go add all my teachers under recipients. And I can do that one at a time, or I can do an add advanced, where if I have a list of emails or a list of IDs, as long as they match what's in NCEES, then I can add them in bulk. And then that just goes right up on their transcript. Woo. So thank you guys for hanging in with us today. That's Transfer Credit Manager, and we will have more time in May to go thoroughly over everything. So yes, we'll share the recording today. Let me present this. And then real quick before we go, it is 4 o'clock. I want to give you that link for the certificate. Notice I have a lot of guides and screenshots in here for you about everything we just talked about the roles and how to get them. Here's our May webinars. We have created courses in NCEES for these May webinars. On the slides also is the link to register. They will be GoToWebinar as well. You can search for your course. We didn't get a chance to look at how to search for a course, but most of you teachers know to do that under your professional development tab. Here's again a link to the training accounts. Go through all this. We were going to talk about the reporting that's available and how to transfer credits from NCEES to HRMS. Here's your NCEES support site. Here we are. Here's my office hours. Cassie's phone number to schedule an office hour with her. And then here's your reminder that you're going to get your certificate, and here is your link. And I'll type that in the chat. If y'all hang with us just one more minute, we will leave this up. And I'm sorry we didn't get to every question, but we will review all of those and download all of those and put them in a frequently asked questions document back to you guys in your email. So it's bit.ly/NCEES, that's capital letters. April lowercase. 23 survey. And I can't see the screen. NC Learns. And that should get you to the form. Let me know if you cannot enter. We were on another webinar earlier and people couldn't actually put in the information. So we might need to check the settings. I just put that in the chat. And wow, we had about 80 people join today. Thank you.
And yes, and I'm still answering questions in the chat privately, but so just please know we're just going to be hanging out here after the 4 o'clock time frame. So just please know we're here to answer any questions. So please know I'll still be in the chat.
Yeah, so we'll hang out here for about 5 minutes if you guys want to hang out and ask any questions. But we'll say goodbye to the rest of you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your session today. Thank you for all you're doing working remote. It's been amazing to see what's going on. You all are awesome. So thank you for joining.
That's right. Thank you.
So I see a question as a teacher, am I able to enter my trainings that you've taken? Yes, you can, but that doesn't mean that you have somebody at your PSU that is approving those yet. This is brand new this year, and all the PSUs don't have approvers out there. I do want to get the word out, so please do ask your leadership, your principal. Maybe they can designate somebody to be an approver, and then they just need to open a ticket with DPI that will go to me, that will go to Cammie and Aaron, to please enter that approver in the system, and then they can, anything you enter in that form, somebody can go approve. Yeah, if your director is the approver, Tina, so I have to set them up to be an approver before it will get access to approve. All right. And good afternoon. I'm a foreign teacher. It means that all PD I've done since I came here should be posted here. No, not necessarily. In fact, if you've got years of PD, it probably will never be in NCEES. I do know I'm working with a couple systems that are going fully in NCEES for PD. They are entering the last 2 years of credits that teachers have, and then they're moving forward from there. So it depends on what your district wants to do. If they don't already have all those credits in NCEES, they can start this year and move forward. They can back enter a couple of years if somebody's dedicated enough to do that. But no, it won't show up in there automatically. We don't have like an import process for that. So how can you do that? We are a charter school. Tina, probably if you guys will use my office hours appointment, I can walk you through and see if you guys are opted in and make sure you have an office. We just need to set it up if you're opted in, and then you can start using. All right, you're very welcome. So Glenise, I don't know if you're still here. If one does not complete a certificate for these courses, these NC Learn courses, I don't think they can be completed later, but we can ask um, Stacy about that. So just email Kathy or I, and we'll get that question to Stacy. But we'll have a record of this question here too, so we'll find out. All right, so it's about 6 after. We will be ending in just a minute or two. Thank you guys so much too. So how you doing over there, Kathy? We'll download these questions and we can answer them through the email.
Yeah, I would like to, yes, with the email and the Padlet. I just want to go back to those. So,
Yeah, so I'll export those, Kathy, and we'll go through every one of them.
yes, we'll go through each one of these. I'm just I'm trying to respond as quickly as I can without wasting their time. So,
Right. Yeah, so we do need to end because somebody else may need this room.
That's right.
So we will get those questions answered in the email. How can you get your certificate, Melinda? You filled out that survey there, and then Stacy and Adam, in about a week or so, you should be getting an email with your certificate in it.
Well, thank you all, and just feel free, again, koliver@bcswan.net. I noticed there's probably about 25 people still online, so please feel free to email Cammie or myself, and we will be happy to answer those questions, work with you individually. So we're here to serve you. So thank you so much for being here, and we will answer all these questions in Padlet as well as the response bar. So thank you.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the webinar so we can open up this room. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.